Well, in everything that we do, and the same is with gender bias, we always use a tailor-made approach. If we speak specifically about the gender bias, we always start with looking at what is already happening in the organization. So for example, we can start with an anonymous questionnaire and ask employees what kind of bias organizations they have encountered, whether they ever felt bias, and how do they usually deal with that. Starting from there, we look also into the data. Are there people of a certain gender that they are more often leaving the organizations? Are there people who are more difficult to hire? And then we come up with a tailor-made solution. That is usually a specific workshop, which would be, for example, for recruiters, to help recruiters recruiting in a more bias-free way. It can also be for managers in order to educate them on what bias is and how to promote and to rate people in a bias-free way. Of course, the biggest part of what we do is empowering the employees and helping them to understand what is the gender bias and how they can deal with real-time situations.
Mira, I think it's also good to add the new workshop we recently developed for allies in organizations, because we think that it's really important to also work with the men in organizations, because they are part of the solution. Because we are all biased and it's unconscious, and that's why it's really important that everyone, men and women, become aware of it. We are capable to discuss a challenging topic like gender diversity in a playful way. We give a lot of practical tips and tricks that you can use right away. And that kept us in business for over 25 years now.
We are specialized in the unwritten rules. I believe in 2002 we did our first workshop,
Yes.
Stratego for Women, and we found out that a lot of women were very interested in the unwritten rules in business. And a few years later, there was a publisher coming up to us and she asked if we would write a book. And so our first book came out in 2007, which is called Stratego voor Vrouwen, that's the Dutch version, and the English version is Stratego for Women. And since then we give a lot of trainings and coachings on specific topics that are according to the unwritten rules, like how to negotiate for yourself, or how to show yourself more, or how to get back on your horse, or how to deal with a no, and all kinds of topics like that. Because we believe that it's important to realize what the unwritten rules are, play by the rules, and then you'll get some more influence and you can change the rules.
What I also want to add, Monique, of course, are our trademark programs. This is the Masterclass Stratego for Women and our Strategic Leadership for Women program. And these two 6-month programs we developed specifically for women who do want to develop their career further and get to higher positions. I think that the unique point of these programs are a multidisciplinary approach, and that means that we give both workshops, personal coaching, sponsoring component, and of course our management books during the program.